What are we doing, men? Coach James, hope you're well. Welcome back to the channel. If you're new to the channel, as always, if you like the information, you like the videos, like and subscribe, simple as that. Guys, if you're new to the channel, let me know. I'm going to let you know what I'm trying to do with this new channel, is bring people back to basics when it comes to training. Because what I see nowadays, with the young new influencers coming up, even people just trying to get traction on the channel, don't do this exercise is better, do the stretched position, forget about the shortened position, doesn't really matter, lift heavy, lift light, do high reps, do low reps. Listen, I've done this for 27 years and I've went through all the rep ranges. I've always tried to focus on full range of motion where it's applicable to my body. An example for you, I cannot squat ass to grass. I used to play football my whole life. I have limitations at my ankle, limitation right at this left hip. I cannot. So when I hear this, always squat deep and always do it, I kind of switch off a wee bit because, as I say, I've trained for 27 years. I'm also a co-founder of a private personal training facility here in Abu Dhabi, where we've trained thousands and thousands of general population clients face to face, and sometimes information just isn't applicable. So if you hear me say something, it's because I've tried it, both in myself and with my clients, but you've always got to try it on your own body. Simple as that. I cannot tell you exactly what to do. I can only show you examples of how my training looks, what I believe to be good exercises, good solid back to basic exercises, what I believe to be solid technique based on everything I've learnt over the last 14 years within the fitness industry, over the last 27 years of training myself. Hopefully, if maybe you're new to training, maybe you're a man in your 40s just starting your journey, trying to get your body back in shape, you will take something from the channel. Okay, so I'm going to take you through my arm workout, but let me explain the way that I've set my training up for the last 5 years, because it's slightly different. Not the last 5 years, last 4 years, sorry. During COVID, I switched my clients' training to time-based, because we had to get clients in exactly on time and out so that the next clients could come in, because with COVID restrictions. This is how I came about this whole system and structure. And we found that clients really liked having time-based workouts. So we had 8-minute blocks, superset, we had supersets, so 2 exercises, whether it's full body, upper body, legs, didn't matter, but superset 1, 2 and 3. Superset 1, you had an 8-minute time window to complete the rep range and the sets that you had, or you would see how many sets and reps you would get through in that time. It's a little bit like, if you've ever heard of Charles Staley, density training it's called. A little bit like that, not exactly. 2-minute recovery, you would do another superset. 8 minutes of work, let's say the rep range was 12, you would see how many sets you would get in that time frame. Now I then started to look at how could I adapt my training to be more time efficient, as well as I was getting older, new baby at the time, get in the gym, trying to run a business, and you need to be really strict with your time. So I came up with a new system called the 30-30. Now what that was 30 seconds of work, okay, so 30 seconds of time under tension. You're still focusing on quality reps, 30-second recovery, 30-second work. So you would move between 2 exercises, supersets. So I then started to train men online, fathers, men over 40 who are trying to get back in shape, but who are struggling for time. The big barrier is time. Coach, when I go to the gym, don't really know what I'm doing, don't have much time. I then started using this system with the men online, and although it can be a bit tricky in the beginning, a bit fidgety in the beginning, a bit clunky, once you get used to the system of working for time under tension, set time, recoveries, trust me, you never really want to go back. Well, I don't, and most of the clients that I've used it with don't, because it just really gives you this strict structure and this focus when you go in the gym to train. And the reason why I'm telling you this is because this is what I do with my workouts. It's not to say that you need to do it. Maybe just be something that you could grab onto. Maybe in the future, if you join one of my programs, you will try this system. So my time under tension for this morning on arms is 45 seconds. So I'm getting between, roughly, depending on the exercise, anything between 8 to 12 reps, slightly higher on some exercises, but always 45 seconds time under tension. So I'm going to do 45 seconds, 30 second recovery, 45 second on the biceps, 30 second recovery. So very short rest periods, and I'm going to do 5 sets of that. So that's the way that the workout is set up. So this is my first superset, which I'll show you. I'll describe the technique as well. So let's go. Let's see what I believe to be a good arm workout, what I believe to be good technique, and if you enjoy the work, give the workout a try. If you like it, then like and subscribe to the channel, leave me a comment, and any questions that you've got, again, bosh them in the comments. Okay guys, so let's get into the workout. So lift these handles. These are slightly different. We bought these not that long ago, about a year ago actually, but you can use a rope. One thing I'll say actually before I even do a set, the instrument that you use, I believe, is not that important. What I believe is more important is your technique. Do you have control in the exercise? Are you going through an active full range of motion for you? And we could use anything to do a standing tricep extension. Honestly, you can, and there's very slight differences in muscle recruitment because of where my arms are. They're still here. Okay, if we change hand position, it's very slightly different. So only when we start to change the position of where the arm is in relation to the shoulder, that's where it would become maybe slightly long head as opposed to the other heads. But the triceps has been well shown, well documented, very difficult to really isolate one head over the other. But anyway, take the weight, tuck your side of your arms into your rib cage. I like to push my butt back, hips out a little bit, counterbalance the weight, but also leave space for where my hands will go. So from here, this is the starting position, and this is the finishing position. Here, squeeze all the way in and down. Control to the top. Don't just let the weight pull you in and pull you up. Get to here where your forearm touches your biceps. Squeeze and hold. Controlling the way up. That's the technique I would look for from a client. Everything else stable. Strong position from the feet. Lock down the abs. Lock back the shoulders. Try not to move through the shoulders, guys. Here like this. That just, you're shifting tension away from the triceps itself. So everything else locked down. Squeeze all the way down and in. Stretch all the way up to the top. That's what you're looking for. Now, what we don't want is this sort of jerky half movements. You're not going to get much from that. I don't care how heavy the weight is. Always focus on great technique. The best that you can with total control. You will get better results in terms of muscle building, true strength. When I say true strength, I mean that you're not using fucking momentum and using every other muscle group in the body to actually move the weight, and less chance of injury. One thing I will say about arms, I learnt from I went to a seminar in Scotland back in 2000 and, I came here 2015. I travelled all the way back to Scotland to train with a very smart bodybuilder. Some of you guys who are always on YouTube might know him. He's called John Meadows. He unfortunately passed away. But one thing that stuck with me when I went to John's seminars, which were called Build the Beast, amazing, training with him for 3 or 4 days. And you'll see it on, if you go to his videos on YouTube about training arms. Again, this is a guy that's trained well over 20 years, probably 30 years at the time of speaking. And his big thing was don't train arms heavy, and I totally believe that. A few times I've made the mistake, ignored the advice and get tendinitis on the elbows. I believe train arms, slightly higher reps, really controlled technique, you're going to see much better results. Again, with men, sometimes we train too much with our ego. We want to get the big barbell curls going and you're swinging through your back. You will end up with sore tendons on your elbow for sure. So train challenging weight, but 100% controlled technique, slightly higher reps when you're training arms. That's the one piece of advice I'd pass on to you, which I learnt from John Meadows. Let's go to the biceps. So again guys, when you're doing this exercise, I like to think about attaching side of the arms into the rib cage. Lock the shoulders back and down so that they're not pulling forward or back. So there you go, those are the first two exercises. Again, just a little tip for you when you're training the arms. Try and lock your shoulder down, because this is the anchor point. The more I can lock this back and down, the more I'm going to be able to stretch the bicep, fully lengthen it, and then fully shorten it. So if you imagine you've got a red dot up here where the bicep joins on, red dot here, I'm trying to bring this red dot to this red dot to fully shorten, and then take it away to fully lengthen. This part should not be moving towards the other red dot, because then you're not getting a full shortening and a full lengthening of the muscle. Let's move on to the second superset. So next superset, we're going to do a lying tricep extension. I've got a slight decline on the bench. Again, feel as though I've got slightly deeper, bigger stretch on this exercise. So take the dumbbells directly above your shoulders, then move them slightly behind you. You will start to feel tension. This is where you start from. So here, there is zero tension. I can hold this the whole day. I want you to just move them slightly behind your shoulder. Now this is where you start from. This is where you finish. Take it all the way down, right beside your ears. Extend up. Feel the pause, feel the stretch in the bottom. Extend. What you don't want, guys, is this here, these half ranges. Again, zero control on the way down. Try and fight against the weight with your triceps on the way down. Really fight against it, slow it down when you do that exercise. So 45 seconds, 30-second recovery, and then I'm going to do a seated curl. Again, with these, make sure your feet stable position, your torso in a stable position. Start from here. This is your starting position. Don't be here all the way up, no tension, just slightly away and out. You'll feel the tension starting. Control from the top. 2 to 3 seconds in the way down. Pause, curl. 2 to 3 seconds in the way down. Stretch, curl. Again, as you do it, try not to move through the shoulder. Try not to be doing a back extension as you do it. Try not to swing the weight. Trust me, you're going to see much better results with these slow, controlled movements, especially in isolation exercises. It's called an isolation exercise for a reason, where you're really trying to isolate the target muscle to curl without all this, without this moving, okay? So 45 seconds, 30-second recovery, 45 seconds time under tension, then back into the triceps. 5 sets, guys. So the next superset is the dumbbell overhead, tricep extension. Again, slightly favouring the long head of the triceps. One thing I'll say about my workouts, although I am training in a private personal training facility, as you can see, there's not a thoroughfare of people. This is our private personal training facility, only for personal training clients. But although I can use any piece of equipment that I want, most of the time I try and design training programs which can be done for a client. So this is what I do with my online clients who train in big busy gyms, obviously, is I try to have a combination of exercises where I either don't need to move from this space and I only need dumbbells, or I combine a machine with a dumbbell so that they can do supersets. I'm a massive fan of supersets just for time efficiency in the gym, and they've been shown to be super effective as well for building muscle and building strength in less time. So just thought I would add that in there, another little tip for you. So I'm going to go here, again, as you do this, dumbbell should disappear behind the head, this position here. Squeeze up. That is actually one of my favourite exercises for triceps in the stretch position. I like the cable overhead, I like it, but that I prefer the most when it comes to really just holding and feeling the stretch position for the triceps. Again, what you use is less important. What's more important is the technique, the intensity. So are you challenging the muscle enough? That's the most important thing. It could be a dumbbell, it could be a cable, it could be something else. Don't get caught up in these things, trust me. Do not get caught up in it. This is better than this is better than that. That is majoring in the minors, as they say. So from that exercise, we're going to do a tricep. So again, feet in a stable position, shoulders locked back. Again, everything trying to be controlled. Here's too much. Here, slow from the top. Try not to swing through the lower back, try not to move the shoulders, working the brachial and the brachial radialis muscle as you do that exercise. So that, I believe, is a nice, structured bicep tricep workout for the arms. I'll show you what I added in terms of abs for that workout. Again, you may have a sit-up style bench in your gym. Use that. This is what we have here. Always use what you've got. So, Swiss ball crunch, exercise ball crunch, whatever you want to call this here, yoga ball, whatever. For this exercise, I like to tuck my feet under something so that I have more stability and I can really focus on stretching and shortening the abdominals. Okay, so belly button, sternum, so your breastbone. Think about taking these 2 points away from each other. Stretch over the ball, then bring them together. Guys, there's a very simple back to basics arm workout. Help you build the biceps, triceps, and will get you in and out of the gym in probably 60 minutes or less if you use that exact system I'm talking about. Try the workout, like and subscribe, click here for my upper body workout and some tips on the exercises and also my beliefs and opinions of what a back to basics solid upper body workout is. I'm Coach James, thanks for watching.